This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place to tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, OG Anunoby has been upgraded to questionable. Doubt he's going to play tonight, but that is a very good sign as the New York Knicks are set to face the Philadelphia 76ers for the second time in 2 games. We all know what happened last game. The Knicks lost, 79-73 or 78-73, whatever the score was. The Knicks' offense was terrible. Philadelphia's offense was terrible. The Knicks are going to look to turn that around tonight. They got lucky Sunday when they lost to the Sixers. That they got lucky that everybody else lost. Right? Cleveland lost, so the Knicks didn't lose ground. Miami lost, so they didn't gain anything on the Knicks. Indiana lost, or Indiana won. They beat, well, whoever, somebody else lost. I don't remember. Right? But the Knicks got lucky that nobody gained ground except for Philadelphia because they beat the Knicks. Oh, Orlando had lost at that time. The Knicks got lucky. They can't expect that to happen again tonight. The Knicks need to get this win tonight. The Knicks maintained the 4th seed even though they lost to Philadelphia. Just a half game above the Orlando Magic, 1 game above the Philadelphia 76ers. They can create some more space between themselves and the 76ers tonight if they can get the win. It's going to be a battle. Nick Nurse did a good job designing his defense to shut down the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Did a good job. We'll see if the Knicks can adjust, maybe make a few changes. This is, good playoff practice. They're maybe not going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Maybe they do. Who knows? But, playing a team back-to-back, it's a good way to, start sharpening your knives for the playoffs and the adjustments that you're going to make and how to make adjustments. I tell you, the Knicks being such a perimeter-oriented team right now, with no inside presence, they've got to find a way to manufacture an inside presence. I think that's going to be key to the Knicks being able to defeat the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. They got to manufacture an inside presence. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. Hartenstein's not a big post-up guy. I don't want to say not a big post-up guy. He doesn't post up. Jericho Sims doesn't post up. Precious, from time to time, maybe he can get you a bucket there. I still think Bogdanovich is the guy to try to see if he can get you something inside or at least in the mid-range. Him and Jalen Brunson have the best mid-range jump shots on this particular team right now. Without OG Anunoby, without Julius Randle, I think Brunson and Bogdanovich have the best chance at knocking down mid-range shots. And if you can get Bogey in the mid-post, get him to face up a little bit. Maybe he can knock down a couple of mid-range shots. I don't know if he's going to get anything really, really close to the basket, but even getting some mid-range shots in can help this team offensively. Right now, everything is drive to the basket and kick. Drive to the basket and kick. That's what it is right now. Drive to the basket and kick. We need more than that. But, ladies and gentlemen, OG Anunoby, I still doubt that he plays tonight, but he is upgraded to questionable. And that's big. That's big to be upgraded to questionable. Looking at the injury report, ladies and gentlemen, for the Philadelphia 76ers, Robert Covington is still out. Joel Embiid is still out. Anthony Melton is out. All three of those guys normally, play a decent role with the Philadelphia 76ers, but they're out for tonight. For the Knicks, OG Anunoby, as we just said, is questionable. Then, of course, Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, they're both out. So hopefully OG is close. And, man, that would be so great to have OG back. It would be great. I wish that he would have came back Sunday. We seen him out there warming up. He was knocking down shots. It would have been great for him to come back Sunday, but he didn't. Hopefully he can. It'd be nice if he can come back tonight, but I think it's going to be during this West Coast trip that's coming up when OG comes back. But he is questionable. Big shout out to my man Ron from Still Knicks Fans. He said, "What's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to the Podfather Sim. Salute to you, my brother Ron." He said, "We didn't win the game, but we still had a great time at the MBK event. Be sure to stay tuned and don't miss out on the next one." Yeah, we had a great time. International Andy was in the building. You know what I mean? Traveled all the way from Poland. He's probably just getting home. It's like a 16-hour flight or something like that. And I think he left yesterday. Yesterday evening. So he's probably just getting home. You know what I mean? I know he's going to need a couple of days of rest because Andy was doing it up while he was in the city, y'all. Andy was getting it in. He had a great time. Hopefully we'll see him again soon. Next time we're all together, hopefully the Knicks get that win. But International Andy was in the building, and we all enjoyed it, man. We all enjoyed it. Make sure you guys come out. We need to see everybody out at these events. Need to see everybody out there, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at the lineups for tonight. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Isaiah Hartenstein. And I'm sorry, not OG Anunoby. You see OG Anunoby is questionable. You know what I mean? I wanted to see him in the lineup. That's why I put him there instead of Josh Hart. I know he's questionable, and I would say most likely is not going to play. But it's nice to see him up there on the board. You know what I mean? It's nice to see him there. But tonight, it's probably going to be Josh Hart in that lineup. Unless, he goes through warm-ups and he feels good, then maybe you do see OG Anunoby out there. But I would say it's probably going to be Josh Hart in the starting lineup tonight, like it has been. When OG, give OG a couple more days. But, if OG Anunoby does play, and you would assume if he plays, he's going to start, it is going to add another dynamic to the offense, right? Because before OG went out, he was starting to create his shot a little bit, right? Because Julius Randle wasn't there. You needed more from OG. You know what I'm saying? And OG started to, get inside a little bit, use his length to score at the basket. And I don't know, was he going to create a double team? I don't know. He went out. We didn't get a chance to see it. If he would have stayed in that starting lineup and not gotten hurt and not needed elbow surgery, we might have seen a little bit more from OG and what he can do offensively. Right? So, we probably aren't going to see OG tonight. But if by chance we do, he would add another offensive, another dynamic to the offense. Being able to knock down, that corner three, as long as he's in shape. He's scoring in transition. His cutting and slicing to the basket would be a welcome addition to the offense. You know what I mean? It would change the way the Knicks offense looks. Especially, and I have Cameron Payne up here. I forgot about Tyrese Maxey. That it looks like Tyrese Maxey. And shout out to Uncle Fulio for reminding me. He said Maxey is back. He cleared concussion protocols. Right, so yeah, Tyrese Maxey could be in this starting lineup for the Philadelphia 76ers. Right, and of course, that's a big change for them if you have Tyrese Maxey out there. Right, because with Tyrese Maxey on the floor, now you have another guy that can score the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. You know, the scoring drought that they were in last game, you wouldn't be expecting that this game from the 76ers, right? You know, I mean, the 76, I mean, you know, and so now the Knicks are going to have to find a way to score the basketball. With the Philadelphia 76ers, because Tyrese Maxey is going to give you 20 to 25 points per game. Right now, Jalen Brunson didn't have a great basketball game. And a lot of that was due to the 76ers defense. Right? It wasn't just that he was struggling. Their defense had a lot to do with his struggles out there on the floor. You know, they crowded him. Anytime he got the ball, they crowded him. They did a good job staying in front of him. You know, they used their length to ensure that he couldn't get off mid-range jump shots. Because the Knicks weren't really knocking down the three, they could continue to crowd him, which made it very difficult, very, very difficult for Jalen Brunson to get comfortable out there on the floor. He got to his spots a few times. He did. You know what I mean? But they made it very difficult for Jalen Brunson to get comfortable. And, you know, I would expect a lot tonight. And if the Knicks are not able to score the basketball, ladies and gentlemen, if they're not able to score the basketball tonight, and Philadelphia's got Tyrese Maxey back, you know, that could be tough for the Knicks to overcome. Now, obviously, you know, Kyle Lowry probably goes back to the bench. Cameron Payne remains out there on the floor with Tyrese Maxey, so you have a little bit, you know, a little bit more length. You got a little bit more firepower with Tyrese Maxey on the floor. You can bring Kyle Lowry off the bench and play that backup point guard spot. You know, but the Knicks tonight, though, regardless of who's out there on the floor, first of all, it's an important game. They really need to win tonight. If they lose this basketball game tonight, Philadelphia, I mean, they gain another game. They gain a game on the Knicks, right? The Knicks 37-27. Philadelphia's 36-28. They win tonight. They'll be 37-28, and the Knicks will be 37-28, and they'll be tied. And then the tiebreaker is going to depend on a bunch of different, you know, not just head-to-head matchup, but everything else. So the Knicks can win the matchup tonight. They can win the tiebreaker tonight if they win this basketball game. Right now, it's 2-1, the Knicks. They can wrap up the season series tonight and ensure that they'll be ahead of Philadelphia if their record is tied. But if you lose tonight, now it's got to go to other things. Who knows what happens from there? The Knicks really do need to get this win tonight. Other people playing tonight. Orlando's not playing tonight. Right, so even, you know, if the Knicks win, they gain a game on Orlando, at least for the moment, because Orlando's not playing. So they win tonight, they can go up and they'll be a full game above Orlando. And then they'll drop Philadelphia down. But if they lose tonight, the Knicks will likely drop down to the 6th seed because they'll be tied with Orlando. And Orlando wins the tiebreaker, and then they'll be tied with Philadelphia. Right? Each team will be 37-28. Orlando wins the tiebreaker. I'm not sure what would happen with Philadelphia and New York, who would win that tiebreaker. Looking at their division records, looking at the conference and division records, the Knicks would probably still win the tiebreaker, so they might drop down to 5th if they lose tonight. And Philadelphia would stay in the 6th spot. So this is, needless to say, this is an important game for the Knicks. For Philadelphia as well, but for the Knicks. So I expect a lot of what we saw in the last game. Right? A lot of holding, tough defense, playoff intense basketball. Right? That's what we saw last game versus Philadelphia. It's going to be a lot of the same stuff tonight. Aggressive basketball. The refs are probably, the refs might try to tighten some things up because, the last game, Dante DiVincenzo and Kelly Oubre, they had their little thing going on. Dante DiVincenzo, you could see he was visibly, noticeably upset. You know what I mean? After he grabbed the leg of Kelly Oubre and then he was playing defense later on, he was upset. And I can see this game getting more and more physical. So the referees may have to step in and, call it tight early to set the tone. You know what I mean? If I was the referees, that's what I would do. Knowing that, how the game was trending on Sunday. Step in, play a tight game. Call it tight. Don't let the game get out of hand early. You know what I'm saying? Things start getting out of hand early. Knowing it's going to be an aggressive playoff battle, they could be, who knows? So just, call it tight early. And the Knicks going to have to adjust to that. It may play in the Knicks' favor, though, because since the Knicks have to play a more perimeter-oriented game, and if the refs are calling it tight, they're not letting Philadelphia hold, they're not letting the Knicks hold, that may help the Knicks out a little bit more. They may get a little bit more free around that three-point line. Because with this team here, the Knicks are three-point, they're heavy. They're shooting heavy from the three-point line. I think last game, the Knicks took 40 three-point attempts, and they took 80 attempts overall, right? And ever since OG and Randall have been out, the Knicks' three-point attempts have been high. And they'll continue to be high, which is, that could be a recipe for disaster if you're not hitting the three. Because right now, it's live by the three, die by the three for the Knicks. And if they're missing the three-point shot, you're going to see a game, you're going to see an offensive game a lot like we saw Sunday. So we got to figure out something inside. I'll keep saying it. Got to figure out something inside. I don't know what. And I don't know how we get there. You know what I mean? The alley-oop with Jericho Sims, you don't see it. There's no one else that can really penetrate. If Alec Burks could get hot and have a game finally, maybe he could make a little bit of a difference in being able to penetrate to the basket, put some pressure on the rim. See, with Jalen Brunson, he does put some pressure on the rim. He puts some pressure on the mid-range. He gets inside, but then he's small, and with a lot of arms around him, it's hard for him to pass the ball out clean, in my opinion. Same with Josh Hart. Sometimes he gets inside, then, he's got to jump in the air to kick it out. Dante DiVincenzo as well. I need Dante, though. Dante is the one guy, especially out of those three, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Dante. He's the one guy who's got a lot of bounce. But see, when he gets inside, he never extends to the rim to try to make the layup or, whatever it is. It's boom, boom, boom. I'm staying grounded. I'm going to kick it back out too. I think right now, Dante, if you penetrate, just rise up and try to score. He's got bounce. Rise up, try to score. You know what I mean? Pull that mid-range sometimes. He gets in position to pull the mid-range and he doesn't. With Dante's, something at the basket or a three-point shot. But he can be more aggressive at the basket. He can get there. He's just got to rise up and try to score. Make it or miss it. Just rise up and try to score. I mean, every once in a while, pull a mid-range. He gets in position, then he's got to use his body. I notice with Dante, when he does shoot the mid-range, he likes to shoot it off the bump, right? He likes to get his rhythm off of the defense bumping him, right? So he'll shoot it, boom, bump his shoulder, and then shoot it. That helps him get rhythm, I guess. But he's going to have to find, and if he doesn't get bumped, he doesn't pull it. I want to see him just come in on his feet, boom, up, and pull it. You know what I mean? Josh, I agree and disagree with you. You said it's not just about finishing at the rim. It's about creating opportunities off the dribble. I get it. I mean, Jalen Brunson creates opportunities off the dribble. We've created opportunities off the dribble and have to kick it out to three-point shooters. We need to be able to score something at the rim. I mean, if you watched last game, how many times did Josh Hart get inside and then kick it out? Or Dante get inside and then kick it out? Or someone else get inside and then kick it out? You got to attempt to go up to the rim, right? Because if you continuously get inside and then kick it out, well, the defense is going to figure they're not going to try to score at the rim. They're going to kick it out. And so now it's easier for them to cover the three-point shooters on the kick out. You got to try to put pressure on the rim. You got to try to score. You get inside, you got to try to score, right? Go up. You may even get fouled, but you got to try to put pressure at the rim. At some point, you got to try to score the ball at the rim. That's going to make the defense have to collapse. See, if they know you're going to kick it out, they can semi-collapse, right? And stay in enough position so that they can recover. But if you actually try to score the basketball, you get fouled a couple of times. Now you put them in a situation, and the Knicks not putting the defense in a situation to have to make decisions. You know what I mean? We need them to put the defense under pressure. You said yes, but it's about creating first. They are creating. They've been able. Did you go back and watch the last game? They got inside a lot and kicked it out because they didn't go up. Sometimes they can't go up because they don't have the height. But sometimes you got to. That's why Dante DiVincenzo, because he can jump, I feel like he can put some pressure at the rim. He can get inside. He can rise up. I don't care if you try to dunk it and miss it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Just do it. All the passing and ball movement, yeah, it looks nice and pretty, but we're not scoring off of it. You're not scoring off of it. You know what I mean? All the passing, Josh you was one of the main ones. Oh, they got to pass more, pass more, pass more. Now you see what I was talking about, Josh, right? Besides last game, some other games before then, the Knicks was having 27, 28 assists and still not scoring the basketball, right? This is where the reason, like when you have Julius Randle who can post up and create that double team and then kick it out, it may look slow to you. It may look like you're not getting enough ball movement, but it creates open shots. You know what I'm saying? It creates open shots. The ball movement is great. We're doing a lot of ball movement right now. We're moving the ball because nobody can really score besides Brunson. No one can really break the defense down like that and really cause the defense to go into a panic. Dante DiVincenzo is one guy who I think can do that if he attacks the rim hard. If when he gets inside, he looks to attack instead of shoot. Another way to do that is transition. Philadelphia did a good job last game of getting back in transition. Done a really good job of getting back in transition. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks got to find a way to get the ball off the glass, attack in transition, get Philadelphia on their heels. That'll get some buckets at the rim. Right now, that's not going to help you. That's not going to like really help you in the half court set. But it will, in transition, open it up on the outside to get some cleaner looks from the three-point line. And you hopefully get some easy buckets. You know what I mean? You hopefully get some easy buckets. Transition can be key for the Knicks right now. It should be. In the games that the Knicks have won during this stretch, you've seen them being effective in transition, especially Josh Hart. Right? Josh Hart can, he'll get the ball off the rim and he can go coast to coast. We need some of that from Josh Hart tonight. We need it from other people too. You know what I mean? Play a little bit faster, score in transition. I want to see Dante attack that rim a little bit more. I mean, this is going to open it up, I believe, if we can do that. And if you can use Bogey in a few different ways. Because, man, 73 points. You hold Orlando to 74, and then you score 73. That's a tough deal. You know what I mean? That's a tough deal. Got to find a way to score the basketball, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's the biggest key of the game tonight for the Knicks. It's finding a way to score the basketball. Off the bench. The Knicks, if OG is questionable for tonight. I still don't think he plays, but he's questionable, which is an upgrade. That's very, very good. And if he does somehow, some way play, that means Josh Hart goes back to the bench. And now you're looking at Deuce McBride, Alec Burks, Josh Hart, Bogdanovich, and Jericho Sims, which definitely helps the Knicks because now Josh Hart can hopefully attack against the second unit. You know what I mean? Now you add what Josh Hart does to the second unit. You add, someone who's coming off the bench now. Giving the bench a boost. Giving the rotation a boost. Giving the rotation more versatility. And this is only if OG is back tonight. For the 76ers, you have Kyle Lowry. Now that Tyrese Maxey's back, you have Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, Batum, Tobias Harris, Paul Reed. And Tobias Harris is in the starting lineup, but he'll play power forward in that second unit too. Right, play power forward in that second unit. They have a tough second unit. There's no doubt about it. And when they get fully healthy, Philadelphia is going to be tough as well. They're already tough, but they're gonna be tough as well when they get fully healthy. If they get fully healthy. Going back to potential starting lineups, the matchups. The matchups are probably what you see on the screen. With Brunson guarding Payne, if Payne is the guy in the starting lineup. Dante DiVincenzo guarding Tyrese Maxey, assuming Tyrese Maxey is going to be in that lineup. OG, if he plays, he'd be guarding Tobias Harris, most likely. Or Josh Hart will be guarding Tobias Harris. Precious and Kelly Oubre. Or Kelly Oubre could guard Tobias Harris and maybe OG or Josh Hart guarding Kelly Oubre. Either way. And then Isaiah Hartenstein and Mo Bamba. And I see the matchups going the same the other way, except Kelly Oubre will probably be on Jalen Brunson, right? Because, they'll keep Kelly Oubre on Jalen Brunson or Nicholas Batum on Jalen Brunson, right? Keeping that length on them and guys that can move their feet. Right? And then, Tyrese Maxey probably guarding Dante DiVincenzo. If you got OG or Josh Hart in the game, Cameron Payne to guard OG or Josh Hart, whoever that is. Tobias on Precious and Mo Bamba on Isaiah Hartenstein. right? That's what I think those matchups will probably look like tonight. But the big news, ladies and gentlemen, is OG being upgraded to questionable. Questionable is an upgrade. It's an upgrade. Would love to see him play tonight. I don't know, but would love to see him play tonight. Keys to the game, I think I've been talking about them since we've been on, but finding a way to score the ball is a big key to this basketball game. Getting inside is a big key to this game. Finding a way to crack the paint and score inside. Put some pressure on the rim. It'll open it up outside. Right? That's a big key. Scoring in transition, I think, is a big key. Right? Put some pressure on the rim that way. Get some easy buckets that way. Now that Tyrese Maxey is back, you got to figure out what to do with Tyrese Maxey. Right? You got to figure out how to stop him from scoring the basketball. Right? He adds another layer of offense. He adds another layer of offense to Philadelphia. All right, rebound the basketball. It could be another, potentially another low shooting night, low percentage shooting night for the Knicks. Right? Rebound the ball. Got to grab those rebounds. Okay, so it's official that OG Anunoby is active tonight. Right? Just 30 minutes ago, Ian Begley. OG Anunoby will return for the Knicks tonight against the Sixers, according to Ian Begley. All right, so, that is great, great, great news, ladies and gentlemen. OG Anunoby will be out there tonight, assuming he's in the starting lineup. All right, so we're definitely, listen, that's an added boost. You get more length. You have another shooter out there on the floor. Hopefully, he's able to create some of his own shots like he started to do before he went out. Big boost for the Knicks. Big boost for the Knicks. All right, so this, Philadelphia's getting Tyrese Maxey back. The Knicks are getting OG back. One more chip to go for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. One more chip to go. Hopefully in the next week or so, we get Julius Randle back. And now we're operating at full strength. Who do I think guards OG today? Nostalgic Nick says. It's a good question. Probably Tobias Harris or Kelly Oubre. Right? It gives, it makes the lineups a little bit different. Right? Cameron Payne can still do a good job. If you don't want to put Kelly Oubre on Jalen Brunson because you want him to guard OG, then Cameron Payne could probably do a good job on Jalen Brunson. Tyrese Maxey on Dante DiVincenzo. Right? Now you got to figure, all right, who guards OG? Is it Kelly Oubre or Tobias Harris? Right? One of those guys obviously has to guard Precious. Now, if you put Kelly Oubre on Jalen Brunson, then you got to put Tobias on OG Anunoby. Then are you going with Cameron Payne on Precious Achiuwa? I don't know. Right? Precious is, it's not like he's he's 6'8". But if you put Cameron Payne on Precious can post up Cameron Payne, and the Knicks would have to utilize that. You'd have to. I hope that they would. So now, with OG out there on the floor, you no longer have Josh Hart, who's 6'4". You got a 6'8" OG. Now it changes the way Philadelphia has to defend you. You know what I mean? It changes it significantly. It's going to be interesting to see tonight. Interesting to see. The game is on TNT. I know it said, it says on MSG down there, but it's on TNT as well. All right, so you can catch the game on TNT if you have to. But it's going to be interesting tonight. I'm glad OG is back. One more chip to fall, ladies and gentlemen. Is he coming back with Mad Dog? No good asked. Is he coming back with no restrictions? I'm not sure. You know, it was an elbow surgery. Not to say that it's not important, but it was an elbow surgery. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's going to affect. He was able to stay in shape, you know, because he could do some running and, you know, things like that because it didn't affect his legs. I'm thinking he may not have restrictions if his elbow is good. He's been taking contact for the last, you know, week or something like that. You know what I mean? So he may have a clean slate. The Knicks are getting healthy, ladies and gentlemen. They're getting healthy. You know what? I think the Knicks are going to get this win tonight. I'm predicting the Knicks to get the win. Beat Philadelphia. Go up 2 games over Philadelphia. Maintain the 4th seed tonight. You know what I mean? Get out there on the West Coast. Start taking care of business on the West Coast. We get Julius Randle back, and we're ready for the stretch run. Julius Randle put something out, you know, on social media, him working out, you know, talking about he's almost ready. Yeah, so we'll see we'll see how things are looking tonight. We will see how things are looking tonight when it comes to the Knicks. Now, I think I did miss something, though. Right? You know, we're talking about OG and everybody else. Let me go back to the injury report. No, someone said you're forgetting about Mitch. No, we didn't forget about Mitch. Mitch is still on the injury report. He's out. Mitch and Randall are out. OG is coming back. But if you're talking about later on, yes, Mitchell Robinson will be coming back later on. You know, it's been so long without Mitchell Robinson, it is easy to forget about Mitch. You know what I mean? It's been so, you know, we've been without him for so long, and Isaiah Hartenstein's done such a great job of, you know, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots. He's done a great job. Do the Knicks need Mitchell Robinson back? Yeah, because right now Isaiah Hartenstein, you know, he can only play a certain amount of minutes because of his Achilles. Mitchell Robinson comes back. Jericho Sims goes to the bench, and you know, now you're that much longer, you're that much taller, better rebounding, more block shots. You know, the Knicks are getting healthy, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're that close to being fully healthy. You know, that close to being fully healthy. Anyway, I think the Knicks get the win tonight. I'll be back on the post-game show. All right. I do have to run because I got to get to a basketball banquet and whatnot. All right. So I will catch you later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, after the game. Hopefully we'll be doing a loser's lounge as well. Be peaceful, and I'll talk to you later. One.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.